Bienvenidos, Ushandid, and welcome to another NetAcad Introduction to Python course supplemental video tutorial. In this lab, 3.1.4.13, we're going to be taking another look at the basics of list. This time, we're going to be adding in some list methods. In other words, think of them as functions that are inextricably linked to being used with an object of the list data type. And as you can see, we've got this title, The Beatles. We're going to be working with the Beatles, but I'm also going to mix things up a little bit here and show you my favorite band once we get the Beatles lab done, and I'll show you the band that I grew up listening to. All right, well, here we go with step one, and if we were to take a step back, actually, you can see that this is the activity. I've just copy and pasted the sort of template code they provide to you. So let's go ahead and go through the addition and removal of some of the members of the Beatles. And I'm not a huge Beatles fan, well before my time. So some of these names are familiar, some not so familiar. So for step one, create an empty list named Beatles. Well, one of the easiest ways to do this is simply to create the empty list and say Beatles. And I always like to put spaces in between the brackets because when you don't, and you do that, it kind of looks like a square almost. So we'll put a space in there for readability purposes. And that is the code that's required. That's going to instantiate that list for us. So that list has now been created. So now we're going to come down here to step two. Now you can see I've already got a line kind of queued up in here because I want to talk about this line for just a second. In fact, we're going to go ahead and do this in the interactive interpreter as well, because I can come over here and say Beatles and assign it to an empty list. And you can see that's what we get back, is we get back an empty list, and the list name is Beatles. So step two, it says we're going to use the append method to add the following members of the band to the list: John Lennon, Paul McCartney, and George Harrison. Now, they separate step two from step three, and step three is calling for a for loop down here, but we're going to bypass. We're not going to do anything with step three right now. So the focus on step two is to use the append method. And you might be thinking, okay, well, that's exactly how we should do it, is let's just go ahead and append in these three strings, right? You can see we have three individual strings here. So if I was to copy that code and come over here and try to get that to work, this is what we're going to see, is that the append method takes exactly one argument. So if we're going to use the append method with the list data type, our Beatles list, it's going to have to look like this. And let's recomment that out. And we'll come back here. So we're going to have to say Beatles append, and we're going to have to do these guys one at a time. And so we've got John Lennon, and then we would have to come down and say Beatles.append, and we'll put in here Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney, let's see if I spelled that right, McCartney, and then Beatles, let's get that S in there. And then we'll say Beatles.append. And last but not least, George Harrison. And is that one S? Okay, George Harrison. Making sure we get that spelled right. All right, so that would be the second step. And again, they show a for loop in the third step, but that's for appending, using the append method. And we're going to be prompting the user, right? So my reading of the requirements are that we need to use the append method to add each of the members in. That is how you would do that, right? And doing it outside of, doing it just with the method by itself, adding each individual in one at a time. So that's my reading of the requirements, is we're going to just basically practice the append method with the Beatles list and get the members in. Well, we've added some code, we've appended some things. Let's see what happens if I say F5, I'll say OK. And let's take a look. And the reason it's printing it 4 times here, as you can see, it prints it sort of after each of the steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3, 4. and 5. And step 1 is here. It's printing the empty list, showing that it's empty. And then the rest of the time through, we have the original, or I should say, the first 3 members of the Beatles. So let's now go ahead and take a look at step number 3, because step number 3 is where they ask us to use a for loop in the append method to prompt the user to add the following members of the band to the list. So we're going to append Stu Sutcliffe and Pete Best. And these are 2 names that I do not recognize at all. The first 3 I do, Lennon, McCartney, and Harrison, recognize those, but Sutcliffe and Best, not familiar. So again, we have to construct a for loop here as part of step 3. Now, there's a number of ways we could do this. So we know we're adding 2 individuals. And so I could say for names in range 2, right? And that is going to run through 2 times. And so here's one, and this is typically how you'll see learners do this, is we're going to be prompting for a name, right? So I would say name, and then you could say input, please enter the name of the new Beatle. And so we'll leave it like that. And then we would come down here, and what we could say is Beatles, because they're thinking through this, Beatles, let me make sure I spelled that right, Beatles.append, and we would say name, right? And so what'll happen is that this will run through 2 times, and it'll just simply append the name. Now, again, when we're looking at consolidating code or trying to be concise, you can see if we're going to capture the name here, right, is there any reason, and remember what we're actually creating here is this variable name, and it's going to capture the user input. Well, if all I'm doing is adding that user input, appending that user input to the list, is there any reason that I couldn't simply say Beatles.append and then enclose the entire thing so that we consolidate it down to a single line of code? And again, it's still going to go through 2 times, but what's going to happen here is we're going to be appending to the list based off the user input without having to create a new variable and then reference that variable in the append method. And this will actually work. So let's take a look at it. We'll run it right now. And so you can see we've got the 3 sort of original Beatles here, and then, what is it, Stu Sutcliffe. So we'll say Stu Sutcliffe. I think that's how he spells his name. And then it was, give me a second, Pete Best. And we'll say Pete Best. All right, and there we go. And so that works, right? So again, I showed you the 2 lines of code that you might typically see, but you can consolidate that down into a single line of code to be a little bit more concise with your coding. Again, typically you'll see a variable created and then capturing the user input and then that variable referenced in the method, just because a lot of times users will be thinking about that, and I do the same thing still as well, is I'll try to be thinking things through logically, and that's how I'm typing my code out, right, is how I'm thinking about it. It's like, okay, prompt the user, capture the input. Okay, now append that to the list. Instead of, all right, so I can prompt and append at the same time, as I just showed you right here in step number 3. So now let's take a look at step number 4. All right, so it says use the delete instruction to remove Stu Sutcliffe and Pete Best from the list. So Stu Sutcliffe and Pete Best apparently didn't last too long, and so we're going to pull them with the delete instruction. Remember, this is not a function. It's not a method. It's a Python instruction. So I'm going to say delete and then Beatles. Now, here's the question. We see the output over here, right? So I could say what? I could say delete, and how would we count this? Remember, it's going to be 0, McCartney's 1, Harrison would be 2, so I could delete 3 and then delete 4 because there's 5 total members of the band right now. Or I could say delete -1 because these guys are at the end of the list. So if I delete -1, that would get rid of Pete Best, and then delete -1 again is going to get rid of Stu Sutcliffe. So 2 ways you could do it. You could say delete, what did I say, 0, 1, 2, delete 3 and 4, or how I would approach this is delete Beatles -1 and delete Beatles -1. And again, this is my reading. They want us to remove each of those 2 Beatles from the end of the list because we just appended them to the list. Well, let's see what this looks like now. We'll hit F5. We'll hit OK. Please enter the name of the new Beatle, and this is going to be Stu, S-U-T-C-L-I-F-F-E, and I think I did spell that wrong initially. And then Pete Best, and we'll say Pete Best. And there we go. And you can see right here that once they were added, they showed up as elements in the list, but then we remove them using the delete instruction. And so now we're back to Lennon, McCartney, and Harrison. All right, well, let's take a look at step number 5. Let me back up here and let's see what step number 5 is asking. It says use the insert method to add Ringo Starr to the beginning of the list. And he is, I believe, the drummer of the, or was the drummer of the Beatles. So Ringo Starr, and I think they said his name was Richard Starkey. So yes, Ringo Starr, definitely a little more rock and roll than Richard Starkey. So we're going to use the insert method to insert him to, oops, sorry, not Beatles, the Beatles, and insert. Now, you'll like this here, right? And this is what I like about the integrated development learning environment that comes free with the CPython or the Python download that you can get from python.org, is that we get a little prompt right here, right? We can see the index position. Well, it asks me to put him at the beginning of the list. So which index position is the first element in a list? And that's kind of a trick question, right? Because I threw first, like which element position is the first index in the list? Well, it's index position 0. Remember, 0-based counting when we're dealing with lists, and then the object. So I'm going to put a string object in here, and it's going to be Ringo Starr with 2 R's. All right, so that should do it, and then we're going to test list length, and we should get the Fab 4, Lennon, McCartney, Harrison, and Starr. So let's hit F5, and let's watch the program run here, and we're going to have to type in some input along the way. So we'll say Stu, and it's S-U-T-C-L-I-F-F-E, and Pete, P-E-T-E, Best. And there we go. So what were we able to do here? We were able to instantiate, or what did we do? We instantiated an empty list. We then appended 3 Beatles to the list, Lennon, McCartney, Harrison. We then saw early on that you can't append more than 1 object at a time. This would not work, right? And it came up and it was very clear what that exception that was raised said. 1 object at a time. And then we ran our for loop, and we just used the 4 names in range. And the reason I use that convention is that that is in one of the pages leading up to this activity. So again, in reading the activity, my assumption is that is the format that they want you to use for your for loop. And so we just say 4 names in range, Beatles.append, and you can see here it says, please enter the name of the new Beatle, and it's going to go ahead and add that in. And then we've got, what do we have here? We've got, I'm just trying to get the names down again. So Stu Sutcliffe and Pete Best are going to be deleted after we enter them in with the delete instruction using -1 because we appended them to the end of the list. We know that they're the last 2, so we can just delete the last element of the list using that -1. And then we insert Ringo Starr. So this would be a viable solution to activity 31413. However, I would like to propose another solution to this that I would have preferred to see. So I would have liked to have seen Guns N' Roses, because boy, does this open up a whole lot of method use with a list. So you can see here, we're going to print out GNR. I'm going to append in the original members of Guns N' Roses, right? So Tracy Guns and Ole Beak and then Rob Gardner, they did not last too long. Axl and Izzy had been together for a while. So we remove Ole, and he was actually fired after the first Guns N' Roses show. And then they brought in Duff Rose McKeegan, right? So Duff Rose came in, and then I went ahead and threw 2 for loops in here. We're going to enter the band members who we want to fire. Well, Ole got fired right away, but then Tracy Guns and Rob Gardner, they were kicked out of the band in short order. And then who are we going to add in to replace them? Well, it's going to be Slash and Steven Adler. And then we're going to remove Steven Adler because he became a heroin addict. And we're going to add in, or I'm sorry, we're going to insert Matt Sorum, who replaced Steven Adler, and then we're going to add in Dizzy Reed on keyboards. And you can see we're using insert, and I'm just inserting into 2 different locations. I could have said this just as easily, right, to just insert that in front of Matt Sorum, and in fact, we'll leave it like that. And then we print it out, and that made it up to the Use Your Illusion tour. And again, the lineup has changed substantially over the years, but this would be the example that I would have liked to have seen as part of this lab. So let's go ahead and run the code here. And who are we going to fire? Well, we're going to fire Tracy Guns. And again, to point out here, and this is what I wanted to point out, I'm using the remove method. So I'm not removing the element based on the index position. I'm removing the element based on the value. And I referred to this in the previous tutorial, and that's what we're doing here in this for loop, right? I can remove based on the value I'm looking for. And so that's what we're going to do here. So I'm going to say Tracy Guns has been fired. We're going to get rid of Rob Gardner. He's gone. So now there's the new Guns N' Roses lineup, Axl Rose, Izzy, and Duff Rose McKagan, but they needed a drummer and a lead guitar player. So I'm going to add in Slash, and we'll add in Steven Adler. And then you can see it works its way through. And by the time they were at the Use Your Illusion tour, it was Dizzy Reed on keyboards, Matt Sorum on drums. He was formerly of, I think, The Clash. I want to say, I believe, not The Clash. It was, I can't remember. So anyway, Matt Sorum was on drums, Axl Rose, Izzy Stradlin, Duff Rose McKeegan, and Slash. And so what I did here that was a little different than the previous activity is we were removing values not based on the index position, rather based on the value itself. All right, well, that is going to wrap up supplemental video tutorial for the Python Lab 3.1.4.13, the basics of lists, and we worked a little bit with the Beatles, and we even got to work with Guns N' Roses. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. All the best to you in your studies, and I hope to see you in the next video.